Hey y'all, I have been in the office this morning and I came down because I want to start thinking about supper and so I can wrap it up really quick tonight. And I'm going to make chicken and dumplings today, but we're going to use boneless, skinless chicken pieces, not a whole chicken like I normally do. And I will put that video in case you haven't seen that. I've got 2 breasts and about 4 chicken thighs. And if you only want to use one of those types of pieces of chicken, I would go with the thighs, because they have a lot more flavor and they'll give you a better little broth and just more tender, you know, in your dumplings. You know. All right, so what I want to do is add, dumplings is such a simple little meal, but oh, so comforting. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt in here, and that's totally up to you. Salt to taste, right? But you do want some, or it just won't taste like chicken, will it? I know it. Okay, and I put some fresh ground pepper. And I love the flavor of celery in my dumplings. Sometimes I'll put a can of cream of celery soup in there too, right? So, I'm going to put a stalk of celery in here just so it'll flavor our broth really well. And y'all, this is it, right? I'm going to pour some water on here. I'm going to go back up in the office, but I'm going to let this cook low and slow until those pieces are just falling apart tender. I think they'll get done, you know, about 20 minutes of boiling, but they're kind of tough, you know. So I'm just going to let them go. Wipe this cabinet down right here. This is the best thing because it's food friendly. It's okay if you get a little bit in your food, and it kills germs really, really well. I've told y'all before, but John worked at the poultry plant out here for years, and this was one of their best things in their lab testing was vinegar and how it killed germs. So, yay, I love that, and it's cheap, right? Or really inexpensive compared, right? Okay, now, these are my grandmother's homemade dumplings, guys, and so I never steer from this. I really don't. That's the best, right? I'm going to need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. That's 1. And I always make a double batch, but I'm going to do a single batch with y'all right now. And 1/2 cups all-purpose flour. To that, I need some baking powder. I need 2 teaspoons. I love these little cans of baking powder. They have this flat edge, and they let you just scrape it clean like that so you can get 2 teaspoons very easily. I love that. And then we do need a little salt. I'm going to need 1/2 teaspoon. That's what I happen to have in there. And now, let's see, I'm going to whisk that really quick because I don't want any of my baking powder or my salt to clump when I put in my liquids, right? All right. Now to that, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of chicken broth. All right, I'm pouring this in this wonderful little Pampered Chef Easy Read. Sits on the counter and you can see the measurements. I love that. 1/2 cup chicken broth going in. And then 2 tablespoons of oil. My grandmother's recipe just says 2 tablespoons of oil, so you use whatever oil. I'm using vegetable. Sometimes I use corn oil. So, just 2 tablespoons of oil, right? Yeah, that's how it used to be. Now I need a spatula. And you just bring this together. And we're going to turn it out and roll them up. And we've got homemade dumplings. And if you've never done this, I hope you can see how easy this is. Scoochy scooch. Everybody get out the way. Save your chicken broth because we're going to add that when we start putting our dumplings in. Yeah, you know those boneless, skinless pieces won't give us near the deep broth that a whole chicken would when we do that. So I save that to add in there as well if I need it. Okay, y'all, I'm just going to dust a little bit of flour out here so my dumplings will not stick. Then turn it out, and they are just a tad bit sticky, not terrible. if you do not have any chicken broth in the house and you still want to do this, you certainly can put milk, half cup of milk, instead of the chicken broth in your dumplings. I have many times, and it's wonderful then too. When my boys were little, I'd have that whole chicken boiling half the day, and boy, I'd have some chicken stock on the stove, so I'd be right beside the stove just dipping straight out of that, putting my half cup right in my dumplings. When I was a young mama, that's what I would be doing. And I always flip mine over just to make sure they're not sticking to the counter, because they're just a little bit tacky, but you can add as much flour as you want. That's not gonna compromise your little dumplings at all. And y'all, I always tell this story. Blake, when he was little, my oldest son, he would want to get in that kitchen and help me. And of course, I would let my kiddos do that. And so he wanted to roll out dumplings for me. He was probably about 11 or 12. And I remember thinking, oh goodness, that's way thinner than I ever roll out those dumplings, but that's okay. He's learning and they'll taste the same and be just fine. Well, do y'all know those were the best dumplings we ever had when Blake rolled them out really thin. And I was like, oh my goodness. So that day, I didn't teach him. I learned something from him. I'm rolling out my dumplings really thin. I think about Blake teaching me that day what to do. I use a pizza cutter. It's so easy. You just zip, zip, zip down through here. Y'all see this? Boom, we are done, aren't we? And then I love to, I'm just using a pan, cookie sheet or pizza pan, no matter, plate, whatever you want to use. And I'm laying my dumplings up here. I'm going to cut them in half because they're a little bit too long for my pizza pan. When I put them in the broth this evening with y'all, I'll be pulling them into smaller pieces. So it's whatever you prefer. All right, and then if I'm going to put another layer, I'm just going to sprinkle some flour so they won't stick together. I'll make a second batch really quick, guys. All right, 1/2 cups of flour. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whisk. 1/2 cup chicken broth. And 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now bring together. All right, now I'm gonna pour out onto a floured surface. Roll out. Flake thin. And slice with a pizza cutter. Quick, fast. And in half. Stack. Okay, y'all, I do not cover these, and I put them in the refrigerator, and it keeps them nice and cold, and I'm going to let them dry out just a little bit so they'll absorb all that good chicken broth. Okay, guys, I'm going to get cleaned up. And when I come back down, all we got to do is put those dumplings together. I'm going to make purple whole peas with them right out of the garden from last year. Pan of cornbread, and we'll have supper. Take one of these for a snack. I'll see y'all soon. Now it is crunch time. I've got another pot out. We've got our chicken. It's almost been like, it's tender. It's been going forever, okay? Yummy. So I've got it turned off right now. I want to get some peas. Y'all remember us picking and shelling these peas last year in the garden? Purple hulls. Well, that's what we're going to get going. Right here, I had thawed them earlier. And that's a quart of peas, okay? So I'm going to put About a teaspoon of salt, and I'll check that later if I want to put more. Put a little pepper. And we're going to put about a teaspoon of bacon up or bacon grease. If you've got some that you've saved, I did have some and I have used it all. I've just got some water right here. I'm going to cover these peas and get them going. Let them go. I usually let mine go about 40 minutes and they'll cook down, and I'm going to stew and get this really deep dark broth on them. One other thing, you know those peppers we just pickled, these whole ones, I love to use. I'll just put a couple in there, and I'll even squeeze them like y'all see. Put just a tiny bit of the juice. Why not, right? I know. All right, y'all. This chicken smells so good. I came in from the office, or downstairs from the office, and it smelled like someone was in this kitchen cooking up something good. That was so wonderful. I love it when I get something started. So when I come in this kitchen now, I've got to finish it. I can't say let's just eat something junky, right? Because I'm liable to say that if I wait too late and I'm too tired. Okay, y'all, I'm going to chop this in bite-sized pieces, and I'm going to fish out my celery. We'll get started on these dumplings. Y'all, I'm going to turn this burner on high now. And y'all know that chicken broth that we had made the dumplings with? It's a quart, 32 ounces. I'm just going to put the rest in here so we'll have plenty. I am putting some cornbread in that oven. So our peas will be ready, our cornbread will be ready, and those dumplings will be just ready to perfection, right? It's all about timing in a kitchen, isn't it? I know. We put this in the oven, and we'll get on those dumplings. I got y'all right down here on this cooking action. We've got our dumplings I just pulled out of the refrigerator. Nice and cool. And it kind of dries them out a bit. I'm just going to start adding just a few at a time. Make sure you don't put them on top of one another. Just around here and there. As they begin cooking, they'll start on the bottom and they'll rise up. And then you know you can just start adding more. Just like that. That's simple. Stir. We made dumplings together so many times it ain't even funny, is it, y'all? And I love doing it every time with y'all. Some of mine are trying to stick together, but you know what? It's not a problem. You just pull it apart. Dumplings are just a simple meal, and the simple meals are always the ones that just really feed our souls, isn't it? I agree. I'll try to link every one of my making dumpling videos. The last time I made them, I think I made 6 or 8 recipes of them, and we were having a feeding at church, and John's cousin Amy Gully Littleton, I think she was saying, who brought the bathtub full of dumplings or something like that, or the tub full of dumplings? She was just so tickled, and of course then she wasn't shocked when she found out it was me. But it was huge. I know y'all remember that big old roaster. And y'all, I didn't have a dumpling left in that roaster when I came home. No, I did not. And I was so happy about that. Yes, I was. All right, I'm going to keep adding and stirring. All right, y'all, while I get my chicken chopped, I'm going to turn this down on really low. Got every dumpling in there. Make sure everybody's stirred in well. I'll let these cook just for maybe 10 minutes. So I feel like it's time I can put my chicken in here. John is going to be working till dark. So I can put these on really low and they'll wait on us. Stir this in. Yum. I do a little bit of chicken with my dumplings. That's a joke. I put a lot. Okay, y'all, here's how I like to finish mine. I like to do a nice pour of some milk, maybe a 1/4 cup, and some butter, just a couple of tablespoons. 3 or 6, however many you want to put. And then some black pepper. I'm going to save this butter for our cornbread when it comes out of the oven. I'm just going to cover these. See that butter's melted? Oh, it's so, so, so good. And they're going to stay on low, low, low until John gets here. My peas are boiling nicely. Let them go a few more minutes before I turn them down, and I'll get that cornbread out. And I've got to walk and check on all the cows, count them all. I got three fields, 3 herds to go check on. So I'll be back shortly, and maybe John Murray will be home and he'll get the blessing said. Oh, y'all, John Murray's going to be so happy with this cornbread, isn't he? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Doesn't that sound good? Alright, let's keep you crusty on the bottom. And I found this at a discount shop or an antique shop that says farmhouse. A house on a farm, full of love and charm. And it's a little tea towel. I love it. So I'm just going to put that on there, keep it warm. I'm going to go check those cows, and then we'll see if John Murray will get home. Y'all, John did come home in time to walk with me in all the pastures, didn't you?
Yes.
We got us a good walkabout.
Yes, we did.
And everybody was accounted for, right?
Everybody's here.
Yeah. Good deal. Only 1 baby calf so far, and we got 3 or 4.
Yeah, several left.
Yeah. We're hoping during this full moon. All right, darling.
Dear Father, I just thank you for this meal. I thank you for this time, Lord. Lord, please be with the people in our prayers. Be with our families, Lord. Our nation. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, excuse us, but we went on and had to get us a bath, right? Because what'd you say after you eat these dumplings?
It's going to be over. I'm fixing to pass a big nap. Ooh, I may not even hear the clock in the morning.
All right, darling, did you like to butter the cornbread, don't you?
Yes.
The cornbread.
Yes, I'm going to cut us a big
okay.
A big old piece.
Big old piece?
Big old
Yeah, you cut it real, you cut it where you get a lot of crust, don't you, baby?
Yeah.
You silly. I want to show y'all when I said these peas will cook and make a dark colored juice on them. Can y'all see that? Can you see the dark colored juice? So good. Oh, they smell good. Yeah, they do. I know you want yours in a bowl with lots of juice, don't you, baby?
Yes, ma'am.
I just put mine. I let them mix in with my dumplings. I don't care.
I don't mind if it mixes with my dumplings. I just want to dip my cornbread in there and get some juice.
Get some juice.
Yeah. Don't be counting how much butter I'm putting on.
Y'all asked me, a lot of you asked me where we got these rooster plates or chicken plates. They came from Limited Commodities, and there literally says LTD Commodities LLC. So I guess they had to make, and y'all, they chip like crazy, but I still like them. That's our favorite ones, isn't it, baby? Get me some peas. Yeah, and anything I used tonight that might be Pampered Chef or came from Amazon, I will put it in the link. Yes, I will.
Ooh, baby. It's finna happen.
Is it finna happen?
It's finna happen.
Finna happen. All right. Come over here, baby, so everybody can see you. We'll tell them we love them. And we're going to go find us something on TV.
Man, that smells good.
Does it smell good? Do you need a bite, baby?
I do bad.
Okay.
We already blessed it.
We did. Here you go. Love on it.
Oh, he's good.
Is he good? Is he any good? I imagine I'll take my daddy some too. Yeah. All right, guys. We love y'all. I'll see y'all really soon.